Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good day, and good night to you all. Hope you all had a lovely day. I'll be honest, I'm knackered. No excuses, I just am. Mostly because I basically did not get sleep. That's it. That's literally all it is. Just that I didn't get sleep, which is entirely my fault. Well, okay. No, I'll admit to that. That was my fault. Because basically what happened was I was in a voice call for 7 hours, which that part technically isn't my fault. But, you know, it was what was happening. And then so the call finishes at 1 a.m. And I'm like, okay, I'll go to bed in an hour. 3 hours, like 2 hours later, I'm still sitting here typing away on the Hero's Journey article. So I'm like, oh, oops. And so, yeah, I didn't get a lot of sleep. But that was ages ago. So, sleep to Brooklyn. No, it's fine. Like, I figure I can at the very least get an hour or so of stream if I must, right? If I must. Oh, like it's such a requirement. But you know, I like streaming, and it means I get stuff done. So I might be a little bit lower energy, but you know, I'll be here because I'm making up for the fact that since I was, you know, half asleep most of today, I haven't gotten a lot done today. But now that I'm on stream, I'm in theory going to be productive. In theory. In practice, that's not how that works. But it's fine. Don't worry about it. So, Hero's Journey. This challenge is the reason I wasn't doing anything on the Saturday stream, because I didn't want to write about anything in case I ended up accidentally writing about a challenge, because I didn't know what the challenge was. Even though I'm a moderator, I don't get special pre-knowledge. So I had no idea what was coming. I knew it was a character, probably, but I didn't know what kind. So I didn't do anything on Saturday stream as a result. So, this was a really hard one to figure out. But I do have a character for it now. And yes, all words are good words, and they can always be edited, which a lot of editing will be required. So, I think I mentioned briefly during the Minecraft stream, which, to be fair, no one has to watch that. Basically, a couple people, and myself included, were a little about the fact we have to use a Hero Forge portrait in order to be eligible to, like, anything, right? And for the record, I feel better about it now. Because at the time that I was, like, going, oh, I don't know, this is a bit weird, I hadn't really played around with the software, and I didn't have an idea for a character. So I was a bit iffy about it. I'm good now. I think we're good. Because now that I have a character, and I've figured out how to represent that character in Hero Forge in a way that it's not really stylistically consistent with the rest of my world, but I'm giving myself enough wiggle room that it's okay, you know? Yes, so Hero Forge is sponsoring the challenge. It's actually the prize of the challenge, in addition to getting, you know, fancy badges, is, where is it? Where does it mention it? They will get we get a free bronze print of the hero as a little, like, miniature that you can use during your D&D games or any such tabletop games. But it's little bronze, which is very cool. It's $100 or $100 American dollars worth of a prize. And it's a really good software. Like, I like it quite a lot. I don't use it often because my brain does not work in 3 dimensions very well, so I find it difficult. And then it's like, it's very customizable, but sometimes not quite customizable enough for me. There are some bits where I'm just like, oh, I wish I could change this, and I can't. But I understand exactly why, because you have to there has to be some concessions made for printability purposes. Like the fact that everything is quite chunky. You kind of have to, it has to be chunky to be 3D printed. So I'm like, oh, okay, fair enough. Everything that's iffy makes complete sense. You need the Hero Forge case set up your hubs. He loves it. He makes cards for me. Hell yeah. I do like it. I think part of why I was a bit initially hesitant is that I'd played with a similar software before, and that similar software is less customizable in most ways. So I was a little... But of course, like, Hero Forge is very good. So here was the workaround that I made. Because usually if I'm doing an important character in my setting, I will draw a portrait of them myself using my tablet and Photoshop or whatever. And we can't do that, or technically we can, but we can't put it in the character portrait section. So I'm like, okay, no character portrait that's hand-drawn. But I don't want to use the color settings in Hero Forge, because even though they are very good, it's just not enough for me, if that makes sense. There are some bits that I can't represent for this character using the color. So instead, I made it a bronze statue. Technically it's copper, actually. So I basically made... This would be the in-universe statue of the hero in question. That was my workaround that sort of made me go, okay, I can do this. I can include it. It won't look the same as other character articles, but it's clearly a statue, not a picture of an actual person. In universe, anyway. And it sort of gives me a little bit of a preview as well, if in theory, I don't think I'd win, but like if I won, this is almost what it would look like, except obviously in bronze, not like burnished copper. So this is the character Annqyun, who is basically what they've done is their island was like, you know, being controlled by the Pirate Republic, who I've written about before. And at some point, like during their, like, I think they're like 18? They're 19 when they start doing stuff. At 19, they just start doing like a bunch of insurrection stuff. Rebellion, revolution. They burn down a church. It's great. And so, you know, and there's more to them than that, obviously, but that's the short of it, is that this character is famous on their home island because they burnt down a very important church. Not important to the people of the island, important to the people who were running the island, who were not islanders themselves. Kind of, that's the idea. You know, the symbol of their, like, occupying, their occupiers. And so this would be a statue of them either in the act of doing it or just like in general, flames everywhere. The crystal, I might not include the crystal. I still have time to edit the images, obviously, but the crystal is there for a reason. In a statue, that crystal has probably been long since stolen. They probably had to replace it like 70 times at this point, because it's been like, what, can I do the math? I can do the math, because I have, because I did all the stuff on Saturday. I can do the math. How long ago was this? About 130-ish? It was 282, so it's 143 years, give or take. So the statue in universe is probably about 100 years old, which is why it's not completely green, because I feel like if it was a copper statue, even though it's quite small and probably easy to like maintain, it would have gone probably more green. A lot more verdigris on that bad boy if it was any older than 100. But 100, like, I don't know the rate of copper going green, like burnishing and verdigrising and stuff, but magic, okay? You can clean it. It's fine. You can clean it. And so yeah, I did that. I do have a color version, but I'm not going to use the color version in the article just because one of the things with the character is something that I can't actually depict using the color settings, Because like here's the color version, which that's actually not supposed to be that white color. It's supposed to be a different color. One of the things with the character is that the skin is technically a rainbow color because of, long story, because of the plague, but like a specific plague. And I've got a little bit of that, like the face is purple and there's like a bit of red and green that kind of suggests different colors. It's not quite the look, so I don't know. I might use this, who knows. And then of course, like if I won, having the cool base is like an extra $100. I'm pretty sure they're not covering that, so I'd have to get the version that has just like the normal stone base, you know? And then I'd have to edit that to have the pose that I would want. So this might be the one that I edit to make it have the cheaper pose. But I don't know. Not super important. So yeah, I have cool statue that... Whoosh. In coastal regions or heavy industrial areas, 5 to 7. Well, shit. Never mind. So it would definitely be a lot more green by now. If it's 100 years old. Even with cleaning. I don't think they had I don't think this came with a patinaed version of copper, though. I don't think this came with the patina. You can kind of suggest it with, like... Well, that's not really verdigris. I mean, you can edit the colors, I guess. Oh, no, brass is yellow. Nice jade. I mean, I could edit it to make it more green. Or, because I did... The portrait here has obviously been edited in Photoshop. I can just give it a green overlay. Because I actually... because I've got the Hero Forge image, like a screenshot that I've cut out. And then I chucked in just like an image of Pompeii or something, I don't remember. And then I put a couple of overlays on it to make it look a bit older. I might just chuck a green overlay on it to basically just kind of force it to look more verdigris. Magical stain protects it. Maybe, probably not though. I feel like if it's been 100 years, and I don't think the magic in my setting really works like that. So I mean, it's probably more green. If it's not completely verdigris and all like, you know, nice bright green like Lady Liberty or anything, it's definitely more green than the burnished copper that they have. But that's fine. I can edit that. I'm going to make a note that I'm going to edit that. So that's not a good note to use for editing because there's a bunch of other shit on that. Here we go. Make a note. Make Annqyun green. There we go. Yeah, I could use the to-do list. I don't usually use the to-do list though, because it's a bit of a mess. Like, not the actual, like, functionality of it. It's just full of stuff. And I don't keep track of any of it. Like, how many are in here? Let's see how many are in here. When it loads. Which it won't. I'm gonna close Hero Forge so it doesn't lag. 287. Okay. Okay. So it made a bunch of that for that. And then, you know, there's all these actual articles, some of which are actually done. I can remove that one. Some of which I'm not actually going to do anymore. And then there's this. And this is, if there is any complaint that I have about the to-do list since the autosave was added, it's this. Because, holy shit. Look, whoa, God. I tried to clean this up at some point, I think, and then I got bored and stopped. And it, of course, just, like, keeps growing. So I need to... Yeah, see, here's one from Annqyun. They've popped up. Good lord. They're not even in any order. What is the order here? Oh, it's alphabetical. So what's happening here is... when I'm doing, so when you're doing like at something, you know, you're typing away and you go like, you know, at war or something. The article doesn't autosave while you're typing the at. And what it does then is you haven't completed the link yet. So as it currently is, all I have is at war, right? The article, when it does its autosave, it's trying to find the end of that link. So it's trying to find a close bracket or a closed like round bracket. And so it will just copy the entire rest of the article until it finds a round bracket. I think is basically the gist. I don't understand. I know it's an issue with autosave because it wasn't an issue prior to autosave being introduced. But even though, because they all get autosaved in a very low priority color, so you can kind of ignore them. But also, there's a lot in there. Did it add a 27th? A 27? 287. Yep, no, it didn't. I don't know, it's some sort of autosave bug where it auto-completes, it tries to find the end of a link, and it doesn't, and it gets weird. It could possibly be me. I use a lot of brackets and even square brackets when I'm doing notes. So like for example, down here I've got a square bracket X where the idea is that is, you know, insert thing here, and I've just put it in brackets so that it stands out. Otherwise I won't notice that I haven't filled that in yet. But that could be causing something, I don't know. I don't really use the to-do list, especially since like it's a little bit hidden, and I also don't check it. So I use just like post-it notes. It technically isn't a post-it note, but like I use pieces of paper. Or I'll use Notepad. Like I'll use Notepad++ and I'll write a note. Eyeballs. But it works. Like as long as because I'll remember to do this, because it won't take long. It'll just take some changes to a single, like a layer or two basically. And that'll make the picture go green. Or I can do a copy of the Hero Forge Mini and try to repaint it in green. Using like the greener metals that it had. You know, I can go try all of those. I've got plenty of time. I do have an image, like at the very least there is a Hero Forge character portrait present in the article, no matter what I do. There is at least one, and then I can just update that image as I go. Which is good. Because it means that I've fulfilled the first requirement, then it's just the rest of the article needs to be written. Hey damn Stretch! Good afternoon! Or yeah, afternoonish. Late morning. How goes it? How goes your day? I hope it goes well. Oh god, I've actually written a decent amount for this article already. This is what CC means. What does CC mean? CC what? Closed copy, closed captions, I'm unclear. Afternoon. Okay, cool. I couldn't remember if it was 12 hours or 11. I was like, okay, it's close enough to the afternoon at the very least. Nice. Okay. So, what have I done here? I've probably overwritten the character's history so far, because there is a lot happening here. But the idea is that I can then, I can edit it back and get rid of the bits that are just like, it's fine. Oh, in stream chats, it's chat commands. There you go. CC, it's a very versatile little acronym. It shows up everywhere. Damn. Okay. Some of this is important, some of this probably isn't. This part could possibly just get cut. Like this particular paragraph there. Are we doing a GIMP stream? Not that kind, the art program. I would never have thought of the opposite of any other meaning of the word GIMP, but alright. Art streams, woo! We love art streams. Oh god. This is probably the section that'll get edited the most, because only part of this is actually important. It's like this part here, which might still get edited, because it's probably a little too wordy. But I'm still in word count at the moment, because it says 1,400, but there's 300 words of notes, and there's like 200 words of BB code. So it's fine. I've still got plenty of time. Plenty of words. Because, yeah, it has been around for a while. There are a lot of, like, art programs that have, like, they've endured. Like, GIMP's still around. Paint.net's been around for ages. Like, that came with my first school laptop, and that was in 2012. And that's still around. Entering my homebrew stat blocks over to PNG format. Ah, gotcha. Gotta have a nice, printable, stable image. Easy for sending. Okay, and then this section is, can probably be shortened, but at the moment it's fine. This part is important. This part is super important. It could be reworded, but this is the very important part where things happen. As evinced by when this bit goes like that. And then we have entered the actual rebellion phase of the character article already. So I've gotten a decent chunk done in the last 2 days. Most of it done at like technically 1 AM this morning. Oops. 12 o'clock for your Patreon. Gotcha. Absolutely. Makes sense. Then you definitely need a PNG. But you can also sneakily link to the World Anvil as well. Here are the two options. Got the PNG, got the link. Here you go. It's great. I don't even... Where am I up to? I think I'm up to burning the church. And I also need to fix something, because the length of time seemed too long to me. I need to check a date again. This character article would not be possible if I hadn't already written about the Republic that they're rebelling against. It would have been just an absolute nightmare. Because I would have had to do more timeline stuff, but luckily some of these events are already timelined out. So, specifically this one. This was a non-negotiable date. Because this is when something happens. This is the church that they burned down. Because, hell yeah, they'd burn the church. Yeah. Yeah. I do remember you saying that, yeah. That would be a cool feature. It makes sense, because, like, we can have secrets attached to subscriber groups, and articles, and his timeline events and stuff. Why not stat blocks? But I guess, like, no, why not stat blocks? Why not? It seems completely reasonable, and hopefully that's something that can happen at some point. I don't know if, like, Demi's might be too busy with Chronos at the moment. Chronos might be the big priority, but hopefully some little quality of life things get a little chance later on, and that something like that can get added, because that would be awesome. Not that I use stat blocks, but like it just sounds like a good thing to have to me. Seems like a good thing. I'm going to chuck this one forward. And chuck my date forward. Yeah, Chronos is definitely taking priority. And I'm very excited to see how it goes. I'm going to chuck this guy forward a month as well. And I'm going to say... Jesus Christ, I gave a full date? God, no. Don't do that. Oh, it's not charity then if it's the other day. Oh, shit. Shit. I need my calendar out. I'm very excited for Chronos. Okay, so it's now structure. If it's... Oh, no. Month 8 is... Help. Month 8 is change. Month 9 is structure. 8 change. 9 structure. And 10 was the other one. Charity. Oh, that's rough, buddy. Ooh. That's a rough month to be drawn into a trap. And then Public Executed. And that'll be in... Is it literally in... Oh, thank God, it's not in Solidarity. That would be rough. Or maybe it should be. Maybe it should be in Solidarity. That might be a better month for it. Oh, yeah, and the Deus integration, too. Yeah. I keep forgetting Deus is a thing, because I keep missing the map it outs. And I don't think I don't have beta access. So I keep forgetting that stuff is happening. But I'm looking forward to that, too. There we go. Okay, I'm going to change it to those dates. So that's, month 12. Solidarity month 12. Which is rough, because that's their patron god, which is why they did it. That's exactly why they did it that way. So these are the 300 words of notes. I guess I can clear some of the notes, like that bit. So yeah, I moved like 50. 50 words of notes, just go. They are not old, they're only like 19. Wow. Elves, man. That's rough. Yeah, that part's definitely gonna get edited, I think. There's pretty much no way I would have to edit that. Considering it's longer than the sidebar of actual, like, information about the character. It's gonna need to be tweaked, but that's fine. So, Annqyun's not sticking to small-scale acts of arson, bring prisoners. In late... Have I used any of the months previously? I don't think I have. Shit. God damn it. Because I've never mentioned any of the months by name. Which means I'm going to have to link to it if I mention a month. Or I'm going to have to use timeline events. Which I might do anyway. Hold on. How do I add that? I have to make a timeline, don't I? Okay. Going to... I don't know why I went that way. Okay. Parallel timeline. This is Annqyun. Lijwa. Show advanced options. Parallel. Related calendar. Yes, please. Related article. On. There we go. Okay. I'm probably gonna have to refresh this history event so I can actually use it. Here we go. Annqyun Lijwa. Boom. And so that should now be in the bottom. Hell yeah. Woo! We got it. You have a timeline event, which I might still edit, because this one was written for the Hiki Cool Dust article. So it's written weirdly for this character, I think. Though I suppose it still works. That still basically describes the events that happened. It's fine. Reuse everything you can. Though the timeline words do count for the word count, so I'm definitely gonna have to edit this section. I reckon. Even though there's only like 3 months left of this character's life, I think. 4 or 5? Less than half a year of this character's life is left to talk about. Then it's just legacy stuff about, like, the freedom of curry and stuff. Of curry. It sounds like curry or stuff. I probably should be at another, not on another. That was a weird error to edit. Or error to notice while drinking water. Anyway, is anybody else in the chat working on their hero article? I assume most of us either are or aren't. Those are the only two options. But since it's the first challenge of the year, either people are still sort of chilling out to avoid burnout, or they are heroing, getting all heroic. Ah, you intend to soon. Ah, fair enough. Seems completely reasonable to me. We have a month after all. Or a little bit less than a month, but we have many weeks. I made your portrait. Oh yeah, you did, because you made, was it Leliana and Commander Stretch? You made those two, and you were debating which one to do, right? Was it Leliana or Liliana? Uh-oh. Not doing this challenge, but 2 editing jobs and a submission deadline. Also completely fair. You know, if you've got, like, world building is, in this case, it's a fun thing, so it should not take priority. Liliana. Okay, I was close. I added a letter. I added a letter. But I was at least in the ballpark. I remembered more than I thought. Yay! Sometimes I do have a decent memory. Most of the time I don't. Balance is mid, right? Yeah, I was close enough. You knew exactly what I was talking about, and that is close enough for me. In mid to famine. Oh, okay, so early, mid, late. They're gonna get a bit better this time. In mid to famine. They round up a crowd. Increase west. And left them? Left. And led them towards the Grand Church. How would you describe a riot? It's literally just burning it. I guess it matters what the hell the church was. I've kind of forgotten. It was mostly just the blood capital, which is pretty rough. The Grand Church should probably have an article, but that can be a, like, I say if. When I finish, like, the majority of Annqyun, I might come back and give the Grand Church an article. Or at the very least a stub, so that you can hover over it and be like, the Grand Church is, it was a big church in Korea that was, like, the home of, like, the capital of blood sacrifice, and it's like, oh, okay. I get it now. And it all makes sense. Stubs, man, they're great. I haven't used, like, I only started using stubs a lot back in, like, the Alliance Challenge, I think, because I had to have the stubs up to get the diplomacy web to show properly. So I was like, oh, well then, I'll use a public stub, and then I'll just take it down when I need to rewrite it, which I did in World Ember for a couple articles. Because I wrote about at least one of the countries in the pact, I'm pretty sure. Shirkanyu? Yeah, that one. Who is not pronounced Shirkanyu, but I'm not gonna do the mental math to figure out how it's supposed to be pronounced. Is the greatest, as the largest monument to the Kuldast's control over the island. Annqyun saw it as an insult to the people. People. Priests to prevent the word raucous came to mind. I don't think raucous has the correct connotation. Disturbingly harsh and loud noise. I don't know. Raucous? I was probably just riotous. Riotous crowd from entering. Partially shoved aside. Divine fire at the building. Before long, utterly ablaze. Its inhabitants were attacked by the rest of the crowd. Had got Tiefling, Infernal Bloodline, plus Sorcerer with Draconic Bloodline. Ooh. A Draconic Infernal Tiefling, basically? That sounds pretty cool. I mean, like, you can combine them. I don't see why you couldn't. Because it's cool. It's cool that way. Okay. There we go. That is, that's kind of, there we go. It just sounds cool. Boom. Okay, so that is the paragraph of church burning part 2. Back to 1400. You burned that down. Woo. Okay. And now we're... This pod is technically doesn't need to be explained. I don't think I need to explain that one. Because it is just like... backgrounds. It doesn't really matter. Kuldash has not showed up at any point. It's all GU time now, I think. Amusing heritage. Somewhere in their agency, someone did a demon and a dragon. It could be a potent mix. Like, it could just be the different branches. One branch demon, one branch dragon. Here we go. Distant enough and like recessive genes, and now it's just time. Oh, I didn't mention the captain here. I mentioned them in the article, right? Kuldash, yes. Yes. I still love this quote. This quote's fun. This revisionist bullshit, he was just fucking weird. I enjoy that one. This wasn't for a challenge. Well, it was, but then I had too many words and I couldn't put it in. Have to go into D Beyond in a bit and see what I could produce. I mean... I don't know enough about tieflings to know, and I've only played like one sorcerer, so I'm not well versed in the mechanical outcomes, but it sounds exciting. It's a military dictator. Okay. So I guess GU time. This act, which finally brought the attention of the Tiefling plus Dragonborn, completely recessive, almost bland human nerd with little magical ability. I mean, that's the way you do it. that's the joke way you do it, where you want to pull that out as a surprise later on. Where it's like, you know, I'm just a human. But the secret is you're tiefling dragonborn, but you're basically human anyway. You can't do anything about it. You're just like, yeah, a disappointed white boy supervillain. Yeah, right? It's like, both of my family lines are greatness. You know, I was destined for greatness, and I am just a person. I'm just a dude. Just a regular human homo sapien dude. Bruh. This is bullshit. And then they're like, well, I have to get power somehow. And that is how you get a tiefling dragonborn warlock. Duh. Homo sapien. I said homo. I think I pronounced it correctly. Oh god. A tiefling dragonborn warlock, but they're basically just a human. And they're just kind of confused. But they take the warlock pact to get the power. This all makes sense. This math's in the brain. I understand this. So I also just I don't enunciate clearly. So, with our powers combined, it becomes nonsense. Yes. I think that's a character right there. I haven't played a warlock. I should actually, I should see if there's any... Next time my tabletop group makes a campaign, I should play a tiefling dragonborn warlock and just not tell anybody. Just not tell anyone they're a tiefling dragonborn. If you're like, I am a warlock, you assume I'm a human, I look like a human, but I have a bunch of weird stats that I shouldn't have. You give him a redemption arc. Yeah! Because there would be a lot happening there, because the character would be super just like... I mean, you know, incel white boy kind of vibes off of that character. But because it's in theory, this is like a protagonist, you know, character in a role-playing campaign, there is room for growth. There is room to appreciate what is unique about himself. That he's allowed to, like, you know, he can still be great. It's not about like what you are, it's what you do, right? And so that's his character arc. This tiefling dragonborn warlock is recognizing his own value and like doing good things. That's how this works. And yes, younger siblings. That's it. That's the arc. That's an entire character. This setting doesn't even have tieflings and dragonborns. Or warlocks. Shit! I'm devastated. I don't know tiefling names. Let's generate some tiefling names. Let's find these. Fantasy name generators. The OG. Oh wow. Oh wow. That's what bitterness is! Right. Zomerus. Morris. You can't say that out loud because it just becomes Morris. Kyvius doesn't sound too bad though. This one here. Kyvius doesn't sound awful. I kind of like Kyvius. I might set that for myself. Let's just add these to the notes. Warren. Warlock. I don't know why I have to write. I have to write stuff down so that I don't lose the ability to write. Yeah, Ralvir. Change to Ralvir. Yes, you get funky with that. Human. So white boy. And I'm gonna name mine Kyvius if I do it. Or I might make it a woman, who cares? Well, no, white boy vibe works for me. Younger bro of proper mix. That is notes. Hell yeah. Now just to wait for my tabletop club to have a campaign that I can slot them in. And I just got my I just ordered my Eldritch Foundry print. Damn it, I should have done that for Kyvius. Ugh. Devastating. Fran said I got a dwarf cleric for that. Which is fine, because she was cool. She is cool. Is she dead yet? I don't think she's dead yet. Technically, Francis. I mean, you could go for that angle too. Instead of having, you know, like fantasy cool, like high fantasy kind names, you just call them like, you just give them a very boring name like Francis. Oh, I love that. Ah, that also works. I mean, like, it could be that they have, you know, it could possibly be, you could play with having both, right? Yeah, Frank and George. It could be that, like, they have a proper fantasy name, but because they're, you know, adventuring on their own, trying to become something, and they're feeling super inadequate and bitter about it, they've adopted, you know, a very boring name. Like Frank and George. Your series ready for the first 3 books, says Bob. Hell yeah. Ordinary names, you gotta love them. We love them. These are no. This is a. I have to keep this one. I'll probably digitize this later in a spot that I'll remember it. Which is to say, I'll just chuck it in my Discord, and then I will remember it. Maybe. Who knows? But that is an entire, like, there's an entire narrative for that character already. That's all it takes. If only this setting was like this. If this setting was D&D, I would almost be able to use this. But unfortunately, this setting is nothing. This setting is not systemized. But Ralvia Tenebris. As Tenebris is, ooh, that's good. Hell yeah. Oh yeah, he would probably go for something very like emo, wouldn't he? Edgy, edgelord, like darkness. Oh, I love that too. Oh, I love that angle as well. It's going like edgy name. There is angles. I'm gonna have to remember this. I'm not going to. Hold on. But badly edgy. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, most edge is bad, and emo. Yeah. So you go full like scene kid edgy, like 13-year-old boy scene kid edgy for it. I'm gonna put. I can actually put a timestamp for this. 50 mins. This is the 12:01 stream. I will be able to come back to this. If I can read, which I can mostly read. So I think I'll be able to remember that. But that rules. way more interesting off the bat than whatever's happening here. Not that burning down a church isn't interesting, it's just, you know, that's kind of all it is. That's all that's happening here, is just some church burning. And that's all they've done. They've burnt like 2 churches down and they've like freed a bunch of prisoners. That's about it. Church time. They survived the plague. It was great. And I'll be captain of the Goldust. Phew. And so this skips the gap in the middle. Oh, and his loving mom would butcher his emo name all the time. Oh, no. So he's called, like, Darkness, and his mom just calls him, like, accidentally calls him Dorkness or something. And it's like, oh, no. Darkness? Dark hue? It's dark hueness, right? Like barbecue? No, Mom, it's darkness. Dragon type. Ah. Oh. God damn, I don't know enough about D&D. I'm trying to remember what my sorcerer was that I used for a thing. I mean, if we're going for this kind of character where they're very bitter, I almost would say poison or copper. Well, yeah, because I don't know anything about nothing. Okay. Take Mother Goddess's word for it. I don't know anything about dragons. I am uninformed. The people in my club insist that they didn't realize that I don't know anything about, they're like, I didn't know you'd never played tabletop before. And I'm like, we had a conversation 2 months ago where we found out that I wasn't applying modifiers to my attack rolls. You know that I don't know how to play tabletop games. You know this. This is something you are aware of. And good morning, well, good afternoon, Mikaro, and good morning, Bob. Good morning. And your laptop and headset are not working together. Ugh, gross. Do you think his resistance to fire copper would give them acid as well? Ooh. There's a lot of fun things to play around with that kind of character, with the Tiefling Dragonborn. There's a lot of flexibility for the resistance types there, which is very fun. I am going to have to remember this character because I reckon I will have fun with it if I actually like ran it for something. There's a, and it might be something you'd have to run past a GM. Like, can I actually run a Tiefling Dragonborn who looks completely human? And they're like, I mean, I guess, sure. His only ability is resistance to everything. He's resistant to everything but his own brain. To his own dark thoughts and insecurities. Ugh. Devastating. Poor darkness. His siblings appear spend all the time attacking him for funsies. Oh god. We're going full like Balder on it. Is it Balder? Yeah. Full Balder on it. It's like he's immune to everything. We're gonna just throw shit at him for fun. And then one day you find the one thing that kills him. It's like, fuck. Shit! We accidentally killed Balder! Damn it! Don't do that. Do not throw mistletoe at Balder. Balder, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't you do it. Don't you throw mistletoe at Balder. Ah, jeez. This is great. I love this. Damn it, Loki. Damn it, Loki. Well, if only you thought it was, it's just a prank, bro. That's just Loki. Loki just goes through the entirety of Norse mythology like, it was just a prank, bro. Just a prank, bro. Bro, it's just a prank. Social experiment. It's like, shut up. You just whack him and go away. But you don't even hit it. It's like, ah, devastated. Until the end. Except for the one time. Once Odin's done with his shit, then stuff happens. And then, you know, he's freed for the apocalypse. As ever. What was I writing? Look his face. JK, dude. JK. Just joking, dude. JK. God. Incredible. Mythology is amazing. Fantasy. Such rich stuff. Ah, jeez. Okay. Which brought maybe them to thee? The captain of Hikildust, GU. GU. That's gonna count as 2 words. No, it's gonna count as 1. Okay, good. I was worried for a second. Sometimes it gets funky. What gender was GU again? Ah, shit. I wrote this down. She. She's a she. Okay. But Oda is a he. Yeah, I haven't even mentioned him yet. Oh, Jesus. His name is 3 words long. Oh, no. I might remove the row and just call him Oda Fugere. Ugh. He runs from an exploding building screaming JK. Oh my god. I mean, he would. They would be easy to find. Any Thor versus soccer games? Yeah, no, I can definitely see Thor as going to soccer games or any like intense team sport where people get like really into it. So like soccer or football. But the football that's distinct from soccer, the other one, rugby. I don't know, man. Ball games. Soccer definitely though. He's just blowing up Vuvuzela. Oh god, I forgot about Vuvuzelas. Oh, the agony. Oh dear. No. Then called. I might just call him mononymously. Is it? I don't know how many syllables mononymously has. Singular name. Just call him Oda. Just call him Oda. I'm not gonna give him his full name because it's a pain in the ass. And I'm trying to save words here, and he only shows up in this article, so who cares? It's just the once. It's fine. Though, having said that, there's something I should actually probably do. Which is... contract. Spell the word contract correctly, please. There we go. I can spell contract. Contact. Okay, so what I was going to do was remove those, edit this. Basically, oops, getting stuck there a little bit. Container, I'm editing. This is a different article, but it's for a reason, and so I don't forget. At least not right now. The idea is that I should have a list of all the people who have formed pacts. List of pactees. I don't know what the hell you would call that. What level should I make this concept character? I mean, I don't know what level it is that characters get interesting. I recall it being like anywhere between like level 4 and level like 8 or something is when characters, like when they start to get a lot more of their class abilities and even some of the racial abilities, if I recall correctly. I don't remember. It was like 7 or something. I think I played a level 7 character for something, and that was like where you start to get stuff. It's kind of depend on the campaign, obviously. Oh, it's not called a pact here. It's called a contract. God damn it! I keep calling it a pact. 5 and 10. Yeah, somewhere in that range, definitely. Because like early level, nothing wrong with early level gameplay, but it's a bit boring. Though I guess for like any spellcaster character, it's not too bad. It's just like, God, level 1 fighter is boring as piss. Because like all you have is I hit thing with sword. It's like, wow, incredible. But yeah, between 5 and 10 is a good area. But I don't remember when anything happens in like the D&D class or like level progression with all the abilities and stuff. So it's like, I don't remember. Oh no, I've used the word pact, but I'm pretty sure I've used a specific term for people who have formed pacts. No. This is an old article too. This is a really old article. This is from 2018 World Embers. This is 2 years old now. Good lord. And it's basically never been touched since then, pretty much. Like, obviously I edited it just then, but... Created 2018. Pub? No, that's wrong. That's incorrect. It was written 2018. It's been around for a while. And this actually needs to get edited because this isn't it's not false, but it needs to be updated. Why did I go to the top just then? That's weird. That was very weird, actually. Wrong article. I'm going into here. And I put list of packed shit. Where am I? Here I am. Oh, it needs a space, of course. But of course, it needs a space. With the Annqyun. She. Bruh. And Oda, Ro, Bourgeois. Oh, Bourgeois. And the idea is that way I can keep track of people who have done the funky stuff. That looks weird. Oh, I know why it looks weird. Oh, for God's sakes. Articles. Let me do 3 though. Let me try a H3. Yeah. Yeah, so now there's a list of pactees. Of folks who done formed pacts at some point. Because that way I can keep track of them. Because there are definitely more than this. But these are the 2 I've written about articles. He won't get one. And I'm pretty sure there's more, but I don't remember them. So, oops. Like Vasa or something, but who knows. She's technically not real, who cares? Technically. Kind of not a real person. In context, anyway. Actually, I might just cut that sentence. That doesn't really need to happen there. The only way to fight someone in a pact with God was to form one himself. The smoldering remains of the Grand Church a request for power from the quality of knowledge. Asking, well, it's for the knowledge. To find and defeat Annqyun. And then ends there. Don't elaborate. Just shh. Doesn't happen. Nothing has happened. Nothing to see here. There's nothing happening there. So then he resumed just burning churches, and then he shows up again and he's like, sup, I'm here to kick your ass. And thus he does. So this is... But we're definitely going for that, though. And I will make a timeline event for that, so that people know. It's a, a whole thing. I don't think I'll put this bit in, even though this does happen. But we're condensing past this bit. Because who cares? It's not super relevant to Annqyun, because Annqyun would know who Kuldash is, but doesn't really give a shit about him specifically. It's not about him, it's about what he represents. So, I don't really need to include that in this article, and it's not really that important. This bit is... which I have changed that part. Oop. I lost the selection. God damn it. Change for X. I didn't decide what X was. That's fine. Figure it out. I might make a table of them. Who knows? Picture. Don't really matter. Okay. And we're still at 1400, so we definitely have enough words to, I think, get to the end of Annqyun's actual life before we get to any of the other parts of the article. Because, like, on the sidebar, there'll be a bit about the blood sacrificing, which explains why the execution was in public, and why there was a gap in time between this happening and this happening. And then possibly a bit about the pact to explain why this happens here, because that's not explained in the body of the article. Well, I guess it does. It's written there, but I'll figure something out. Definitely blurb the thing about the blood cult will go in the sidebar, so that is explained, so that any of that makes any sense. I don't even know what the blood cult does, but they're here. Mostly what they do is smear blood everywhere. It's like, wow, that's disgusting. Ah, boy. There we go. Makes it way too loud noise. Okay, so he's formed a pact. Party time. Time for God's Showdown, in which he wins because he's basically gone, hey Athena, help me catch this motherfucker. And Athena's like, okay. I mean, that's not what knowledge is, but that is kind of what knowledge is in this context. Basically, you just gotta trap them. Pulling like a... Because, I mean, they're a kid, too. They're 19. And they're not exactly intelligent. That's what the entire early life section is establishing, that Annqyun is not particularly bright or talented in any way. All that they're, like, known for is they survived the plague once, which, very impressive. That is extremely impressive, because everybody else died out of that one. And then, they formed a pact with a god. That's it. If they hadn't formed a pact, they would be dead. And they will be dead. But they bought themselves, like, half a year. Which is, you know, pretty good. More than some. More than some could say. Well, I mean, I don't know about that. I only know of, like, one other pact person, and she's fine. Even if her situation is very similar, actually. Which is a bit weird. But, hey. Pacts be like that. New divine knowledge acquired. He and Annqyun began cat and mouse game across the island. Annqyun often humiliating the proud captain at every turn due to the magic. Well, don't have to really elaborate there. Multiple traps were laid. None were successful in stopping Annqyun. I'm using the word Annqyun too often. Year. Small paragraph. Moves forward into how it actually ends. But I wasn't sure which way that was going. Okay. Lured to a location rich with iron, which nullified their magic, and for a variety of reasons, that's all Annqyun had going for them. Meanwhile, Oda can just, like, karate a motherfucker. Basically, that's what's happening there. He's like, you may be a god, but even the gods can't get past iron most of the time. The vast majority of the time, even. Especially not when you're working from a disadvantaged state, like the person that you're inhabiting can't use magic naturally. You gotta pull some real bullshit. It's a complicated system. I might have to explain that, actually. Those might be the two things I explain. H1, Section on blood cult shenanigans. Section about magic and iron and Duhoma? Who knows? It's probably not called Duhoma in this setting. Actually, well, I can't call it Duhoma. They don't have the letter O. Well, up here anyway. They have AIU. Yeah, they have AIU. That is it. So they would have to call it like Uhuma. Yeah, it would be named differently, but I'm not gonna bother with that. That's why I just called it a condition. And then it links to the article which is named. I might rename that article though to a more generic term. I don't know. Because that was made in 2018 as well, wasn't it? The article about no magic. 2018? Yeah, boy. That's an old article. I did edit it, like, yesterday, though, because it looked ugly as sin. And still does, but that requires a deeper editing that I didn't want to do. This part probably isn't even true. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's ever happened. God damn it. This is why you gotta edit shit. I hate editing. I hate having to go back and fix things. It was correct at the time, but it's not correct anymore. And instead, I'm gonna go shorten that to that. We're now reaching proper trap time. In the second last month of the year. Done it, made him level 6. Nice character. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I look forward to hearing about his many adventures. And the many foolish things he does in an attempt to live up to his heritage or something. And a things interior reinforced with iron, painted with silver and gold. That's not really painted. Reinforced with iron, coated with silver and gold. Disguise. The buildings? No, had a building's interior. Yes, that is the correct use of an apostrophe S. Goddamn Saxon genitive. Pain in the butt. That's it. Executions to be held there. As predicted, Annqyun used to allow the event to continue, and arrived in disguise themselves to crash it. When they realized their magic was being nullified, they tried to escape. was captured by Oda and wrapped in chains. They were taken to Captain oh god. That's the one unfortunate thing about like glottal stops being rendered with apostrophes, is that it looks awful when this happens. It looks kind of weird on my screen too, because I have like a because I have this the Streamlabs over here. You can't hear that. I hope you can't hear that. Oh god. And because it's like a smaller version, it looks like the apostrophe, the U, and the apostrophe just make a big S, a big V. Like it's Jeeves. It just looks funky. Like it does not look like an apostrophe U apostrophe. So I can imagine on like a phone or something, that would just look like nonsense. As it always does. That's one of the things with phones, is that it basically is illegible most of the time. But this happens a lot. This is probably the ugliest form that it's taken. I might change Jiu's name to something else. Because I can do that. I do have that option. Hold on. How many words do I have in that language that I can make into a name? Welcome to the conlang section. We're back. Because I just named them Treasure, but funky. I'll call them Ijwa. Can't call them I could call them Fial, but I've used Fial elsewhere. I do not have that many names. I can't call them Kara, because that's taken. In this article, anyway. Call them Thian. Just call them Moon. Uzui? Really? Uzui should not look like that. Yike. Yike. I can't call him India either. India? What did I call the other guy? I don't even remember what I called the other guy. Or was it a place? I think it was a place that I called India. I don't even know, man. These are just sounds. What did I call the person at the top? The Fialash Ulavtia. Woof. I could call him Theon. I'll call him Captain Theon, because then it won't look like that. Ooh. We're gonna hover so we find all the instances of it. Call him Theon. Possibly it should be like Theanu, but or Thune, but don't really care. We'll just call him Theon. Captain Moon over here. You doing some bullshit. Her name isn't Moon, but it might as well be. I'm gonna have to do that at some point, aren't I? I'll call the character Moon, but it's in conlang, so you don't notice. Except you do, because you like, wait, this person has the same name twice. What's happening? What's going on? You don't know, but I know. I know this. I mean, all the names have meaning, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure this dude's name is just Lake. And, Annqyun's like... Small tree or something? Small tree, child of ice? I honestly don't remember. It's a load of nonsense, but it's, you know, theoretically meaningful nonsense, but like in a way that only matters to me. Which is the best way to do it. For what is essentially a personal world building project. Multiple attempts were made along the way to help them escape. On board the ship, Annqyun was branded as a traitor to the Republic and sentenced once again to execution. This time it would be at the burned steps of the Grand Church and would take the form of a decapitation to prevent any possible chance of resurrection. That looks fun. To see a question? Oh yeah, that is that part. For the resurrection! Woo! Okay, I can remove parts of this. I mean, as much of my notes as I can so that I don't forget. 1800. Shit. No, but that's mostly BB code, right? Most of that's BB code? And then I know the rest of that part, so that's fine. Oh, hey, 1500. Okay, maybe I couldn't read. I don't know what happened there. I was pretty sure it said 1800 a minute ago. I didn't delete anything, did I? Like that I was supposed to keep? No. No. Everything's here. Okay. Knows that I just can't read. Oops. I'm enumerate. Again. Again, enumeracy. Can't read numbers, apparently. Yeah, well. We'll get there eventually. Oh, shit. I need to do more stretches in general. Okay. So. It's time for death. It's done. On the final day of the year, despite best efforts of the rebels, Annqyun had fought for. Hard cut. Jump to the legacy section. Because that is the end of Annqyun's actual life. It's time for shenanigans now. Time for when things get funky. Incredible. So that is, 1,500 words of just a character's life. Considering that they're 19 years old, I think that's pretty impressive. And considering that the majority of those words are 2 years of events, very impressive. And considering that the middle year basically doesn't exist, things only start really happening here. Like, half of the word count is just the year 2 famine. It's not even, like, the whole year. It's, like, just most of it. It's just most of that year. Like, I don't know, 8 months of it? Shit, dude. Half an article for 3/4 of a year. Christ. But then again, that's when they actually do the things that they're known for. Because, like, some people knew them from here, which is when they survived the plague. But that was a fairly localized affair. Because pretty much no one knew who the hell they were up until that point. They were just, like, some kid. Because what, they're like, I don't know, 17 here? Yeah, 17-ish? And they're just, like, some kid who isn't, like, Can't do sailing, can't do magic. Basically useless for the society that they're in. And it's like, oh, they survived the plague. That's pretty impressive. And then, you know, PR stunt, and then that's it. They get their, like, 1 week in the spotlight as person who done survived the plague. And then everyone moves on, and the only people who knew them anyway are people in the west of the island, as opposed to the entire rest of the island, including where they were from. Who, well, you know, oops. Oopsie daisies. So, everything from here on is very important, but it is more than half of the article. I am wondering, how many words actually is this section here? Let's get our, I use the spell check doc for it. Because while there is a word count, it doesn't... Go away. Shut up, Grammarly. You suck. Control V. Here we go. How many words is this? 100. How many is it once you add the actual notes that matter? Which is here as well. And those words, like, are actually being used. Yeah. So I've got like another 1,000 words to work with for stuff like Legacy. And the sidebar as well. Which is good. And then there's also the timeline. Which... it'll end up copying this as well. Which kind of sucks, because I've got, like, the copyright notice stuff. Technically. Kind of. Should be fine. And then obviously this won't be there, because I'll convert that into timeline events. So that it's, like, in order. Because I'm pretty sure that's, except for month 10, something happens in basically every month since that happened. And then I know exactly what day the thing done happened, because it's literally written there. So it'd be 30/12 to 82. Or something. Yeah, something like that. How about... oh no, I can't make a quick historical entry, I have to do it the long way. I think. Well, there might be an option, but I've forgotten it. Annqyun Ulijwa is executed. And that is 282, 12, 30. Type. Death. And Annqyun. There's not any other ones that would work for that. Assat, no. No. Instant, no. I'm pretty sure it is just the death one. The death one works for that. And then, it should be it, actually. Because it will show the stuff anyway. Boom. There you go. Oh no, it's actually the... oh, that's not the image I'm thinking of. What is it called? I know where to find it. I'm looking for the... tells you the royal family. And that'll tell me which event I'm thinking of. Which event type. Because I know it's in this article, because it's in this timeline. That should not be there. But I guess it can be there. Here we go. Trauma and loss. Oh, okay. No, death works. Good lord. Because even though that's basically the perfect representation of it, that doesn't... it is death. It's just the... so that works. I think. Because you can make a historical entry here, right? Yeah. But you can't, like... oh, you just can, though. Oh, I didn't even notice. I didn't even realize you could do events, because I never do, and because sometimes you can't see the create a new line. Like, so, like sometimes it might be that I'd have to actually open it in my bigger screen because this screen is taller. The big second monitor is taller, so I can see a bit more. But didn't actually realize I could just make the shit there. God damn it! Gah. I can make it here too. Oh god. Hold on a minute. Don't they look different? They look different, but don't they have different event? No. They're identical, they just look worse. They look worse. Which is a bit weird. Well, I know why, but it's like, whoa. So we call it oopsie daisies. Have any of the streamers noticed that lately there are strange accounts following us? One with 10,000 followers but has never posted a single video. That is a bit weird. I don't think I've noticed anything like that, but I don't usually check who's following me, which is perhaps that might be just a me thing where I just don't check these things. I should be more investigative on this front. That's not how you spell the name, is it? Oh, I'm missing the. I had a letter that shouldn't be there. Don't appear to be saying them. That's a bit weird. I don't know, it might just be a whole, like, bots are just around. I'd rather the bots follow me than start screaming about, hey, follows! Do you want followers? You want to be famous? I'd rather they just followed me. Yeah, it isn't just the strange bots, the actual follow bots, yeah. It is weird. It is weird to have, like, follow bots. It's like, what do you get out of that? What is the purpose of... What is the point? I don't understand. It's a little bit weird, but I mean, like, some things do weird stuff. Oh, I can do. It is captured. Maybe this one can be the trauma. Life trauma loss. Here we go. 28282. Month 11. Pick a date. Where is my dice? They're all the way up here. Oh my god. Let's pick a date. Well, probably should be towards the end of the month, shouldn't it? Let's just roll like a d10 or something. Where's my d10? There it is. That was a 3. Which I'm going to take as 3 from the bottom. It's 27. 27. And the 27th of independence, 2 famine. Or 2 famine, 27 independence. Numbers. And that is important. Create a stock entry. Thanks. And then what else do I need here? Well, I can include the first execution that didn't succeed. Which I said was like balance, right? No, it was before balance. It was like... basically any of these. I'm just gonna... Well, it has to be before... What does it have to happen by? Mid to famine, so it was early though, so it's probably in the first like 2-3 months. I reckon, if we're picking a date. So let's go a D4. D6 and then split it in half. So 1, 4, 2, 5, 3, 6. That is vengeance. That is month 2. It is a month 2 on that one. So 282. God damn it. Keep rolling dice. Just keep it. Just keep rolling them. Just don't put them away. Just keep them out. That is 21. Somehow. I think that's how that works. Sure. D10s are hard. They're complicated. This is... I'm gonna say important national again. This is... oh, I can't scroll. Oh, that's unfortunate. Uh-oh. Wait, hold on, can I? If I get to the bottom? What the... Hold on, what the hell? I think that's just because of this. Okay, that's unfortunate. Oh, there's the plague. Awesome. This is some weird magic shit, though. Metaphysical, paranormal event. Sure. Annqyun forms a pact. Pact is solidarity. On the day of their execution. Alright, spell the word execution without calling it rexecution. That's a bit more regicidal. Execution. Annqyun. There's a divine contract with a god and uses their power to free themselves and the other prisoners. Hard cut. And then event. Put the plague in there. Well, no, I made the plague separately because that is a global thing. The thing just broke because of what does that actually do? I'm an alchemist of the forge. What does the tick do? What does the tick do? I don't want to know. Here it is. Hey, it's your boy. That looks a bit weird. I don't think that's the image I would want. For that, I don't know, yo. Revolution. Captured. Executed. That's 4 events, and I'll include more, obviously. And I fill that out a bit more. I don't want to use too many of my words on, like, that. Per se. Oda. So, Annqyun's dead now. Congratulations. I guess. And now it's time for finishing the fight. And then it's a matter of the sidebar. Which I'm thinking probably what'll happen is I'll probably put the legacy in the full footer. And if I do draw a separate image of Annqyun in my normal style, I'll put it in the legacy section. And then I still need to have a cover image as well, but I don't... Because I have a system for that, but it's quite boring, and I'm thinking I'm probably going to change it anyway, especially because I'm probably going to lose my Photoshop access in the next, like, month or two. So I need to transition the cover system over to the other program. Which is awkward because it doesn't have a center function. Because normally what I do is I just chuck in a flag that relates to, like, because this character is from Korea, so I would put the Korea flag up here. Or I was gonna put the Korea flag. Alternatively, put the flag of the country that it is now, because it's technically not Korea anymore. It's like Zunatooth and Korea. It's like a weird combo thing. But I think I had Korea's flag separately, so I was gonna put that up there. But then it doesn't look anything. It's not very detailed. Hold on, grab it. Where is it? Banners. I did save it, didn't I? I did. Where is it? Yes. Oop, that's it. Like, that was the... Because that's the flag of Korea that by default is what Annqyun was fighting for against the Republic. But that's literally all it is. And they're a little bit boring. And so I'm thinking I'm gonna need to find a different way to do it. Because I like having the flag that helps me notice, like, which country a character is associated with. And sometimes I might forget. But... I don't know. Plus, I don't think I'm going to use the Korea banner particularly frequently. There's not a lot happening in Korea, specifically. It's more of a combo joint at the moment. So, and this is gonna be like the only article I can picture happening in specifically curry, which is pronounced like Cardi, but I can't do the cough properly. Legacy. Legs, you see? No, legacy. Actually, I can basically remove both of those, which is nice. Save more words, and then footer. That was in the footer. We're ready, because that's where it will go. So I could set up everything else around that. Container. Depends what I put in the sidebar, basically. Legacy. Short. And then time in National Spotlight. Brief. Their actions endured. Inspired by their many victories against the Republic. By their victories against the Republic, many Kareemi. I've already Kareemi? It's just Kareemi. But you have to pronounce it so it doesn't sound like creamy. Yay! Wi-Fi onto a less rival channel and headset working again. Yay! Headset working! Woo! I'm glad it's functioning, because having headsets not work sucks. It's not fun. Like, I know people who don't use headsets and they're all weird, or like headphones or anything. And they're all weird. And I don't get them. So whenever the headphones break, it's just, ugh, devastating. Like, I ran through like 3 pairs of headsets back in 2019. It was atrocious. Because they kept snapping. Which is why I use earphones. Because they don't break. These are like... I've had these ones for years and they still haven't broken. They've tried to. I've had to glue them back together, but they still work. The PlayStation earphones are actually quite good. Surprisingly enough. Like the ones that I got with my PS4. They still work. And I'm like, holy shit. Give it time. They'll eventually die, but for now, very impressive. In their execution. Because it's 220, 282 is between then and there. But the entire island of Korea was still under control in 282, which is 2 famine. But by 299, which is 19 famine, they've managed to take back the entire western half. And this is the city of Aru. No, it's the Grand Church. I put the... Oh, the city isn't on this map. You fool. The city wasn't on this map. This is the other map. This isn't the continent map. This is just, like, the country's map. So, they managed to take back... They didn't actually take back Aruba. Aruba's still under control. But they've got back, like, the old other bit. Which might... They might not even have a port in there. Do they have a port in there? I don't know. I assume they do. They've got dragons. It's fine. Just airdrop shit. On execution. Oh. This was slow. But by 19 famine. I've linked to famine before, haven't I? I believe so. I have linked to famine before. Well, good. I have to link to it again. 19 famine. They had successfully reclaimed the western half of the island from the coal dust and re-established in some form the Long dormant. What would they would call governant? Oh shit, I can't remember if it was governant or governorate. Damn it! Governorate. You need to pick a focus and start writing instead of procrastinating from both Hero Challenge and Shadowrun. Oh god. Yeah, it do be like that sometimes. Oh, curry. Oh god. It like, I hate when that happens. It's really annoying to have to just like do it. You have to pick something. If when in doubt, flip a coin or roll a dice, and make the dice tell you what to do. That was what I did pretty much the entirety of World Ember. I was like, I don't know what to do. Roll. Okay, I'm doing this now. And then you do it. Force the random chance to pick something for you to do and then commit to it. That's basically how it works. Oh, I haven't given them an end date for that. Oopsie daisies. Because there's a huge gap here. Ooh. It's a big gap in here, buddy. The governorates. Shit. Governorate. Oh god, I hate the word governorate. Governorates. First actions that did not directly affect the... Oh, I guess did not concern the ongoing reclamation was to order the construction of a bronze... No, it's copper. It's not bronze, it's copper. Right? We established it was copper, right? The copper goes green. Copper goes funky. Yeah, boy. Yeah. Hell yeah. Gonna love that stuff. Why is it copper? Why didn't they make a copper statue and not like bronze? It's just kind of weird, to be honest. Like in universe. Well, I guess we've made a bunch of statues that are bronze, so like why not, right? No copper. So the Statue of Liberty is just copper, right? Like entirely? Statue of Liberty. Hello. Tell me. Okay, so it is copper. Okay. Fair enough then. I don't know anything about physics. So, I should definitely give Dungeon Folk a try soon. See how well I can design an art gallery with it. Ooh, I reckon you could do pretty good with Dungeon Folk for that. Copper plates, right? Yeah. Because part of me assumed that it's not just like completely made out of copper, right? But I mean, hey, I don't do no physics, so. Hey, man. God, it's huge. It's big. It's a big statue. Height of copper statue. Big. The inner frame is steel. Ah, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh, yeah, so there were copper sheets in there. Copper sheets, and that's you just say it. Ah, okay. Gotcha. So you put like a lightweight but strong material in the middle, and then you copper plate it. But this statue is nowhere near as big, so it's not an issue. Because the statue of Annqyun... Oh, okay. I guess that is a question. How big did they build this statue of this person? Considering they're in a wartime scenario at the time that they're making this. It can't be huge, right? Like, they wouldn't... They wouldn't make a Lady Liberty size statue of this person. If they did, I have to remove the crystal from their head. And have to, right? Like that shit's just huge, though. You can't do that. There's no way. They're in a wartime. You can't do that. Could be a post-war thing. after they reunite with Xunatu, they can be like, hey. So maybe their first action isn't to build the statue or to commission it. Their first action is to just like name a bunch of shit after them. And be like, hey, we've renamed the school you went to and the town where the grand church was, or the city, rather. We've named them after you. Because you're cool. You're a cool person. 6 rooms plus kitchen, administrative area, etc. I reckon you could do that with Dungeon Fog. I reckon that could be done. Admittedly, I don't know exactly what assets they have, but they do release asset packs decently frequently. So they probably have the kind of like furniture and textural requirements you would need, I would think. I don't know. I've only done like one floor plan and I drew that by hand. Because I was being a masochist. And that was for the Tower of Power back in 2019. That was Shellsake Shoal, which was necromancy time. That map looked good though, so hey man, whatever. Methods tend to be hollow, even life-size ones. That makes sense. That makes complete sense, because it's very expensive. Shit costs money, yo. You can get away with having it all be bronze if it's, you know, like this big. But when it starts even getting to like this big, you start wanting to try and find a way around it, if you can help it. If you can possibly help it to save costs and the weight too, yeah, it'd be very heavy. And I mean, like, shit's already heavy enough. So I don't think they would go for a full Lady Liberty size, but they might have. So I'd have to make that choice as to roughly how big the statue is. Because that will change if I need to make more edits to the Hero Forge image. Because at the moment there's a crystal on their head, and that was because I was imagining it as roughly human-sized. As like equivalent to being life-size. But symbolically, it kind of makes sense for the statue to be bigger than the ruin that it sits in front of. Considering the whole point is like it's a statue of Annqyun burning down the church. Is basically like in the act of burning the church. So it makes sense that it would be bigger than the church to symbolize the victory, which means it can be anywhere from like 2 meters tall to like 10 meters tall, depending on how like tall it was at the time they built it. And if it like even 2 meters tall is quite tall, because I think the Hero Forge model was set to 6'11", which I think is more than 2 meters tall. So it's probably close to like 5 meters, which is goddamn huge. Which means I will need to do some edits, because there's no way they got a crystal that big for the head, if it's 5 meters tall. So I'll edit that. I can't add it to my note, because my note's full of tiefling. God damn it. Take Annqyun, shit. Annqyun copper. Remove gem. Boy. Big. These are notes. Wow. I mean, I'll finish this in like 20 minutes, but I figure I'll just... Basically, once the stream's done, I'm gonna edit the images for stuff. Basically, like, it's been the 2 hours of writing, and then I'll do image stuff. Had a break from shooting for a couple months to erase. Yeah. It might be a recent thing. I don't know. I'd have to check how many of the recent subs have been weird, follows have been weird. Because some of them have been totally normal people. Some of them might be weird, but I don't know. Because one thing I have noticed is that people keep following me like an hour or two after a stream ends. And that's really weird to me. Because I'm like, why are you doing that? So that might be the kind of like the bot stuff that's happening. I don't know. I'm gonna eat that till later. So, governorate. Oh, I can put this in a digital note mostly. Governorate. Ordered. Big statue. 5 to 10. No, statues. Statue singular of Annqyun, and placed it in front of the church. Oh, okay. That could be it. That could be it. Fair enough. I don't use Twitch all that often, despite, like, you know, streaming on it. I basically only get to streams from the following tab anyway. So I didn't even realize that, like, people go and watch VODs. Not really. So I'm like, huh. Wild. I didn't even spell the word church correctly. Jesus Christ. Spelling. I used the word church like 20 times in this article. I should know how to spell it by now. Nice. It's pretty green now. So I'll have to edit that. I'll have to edit that to be green and take the gem out, which means I'm gonna have to re-screenshot and recut it out. Ew. I hated doing that. It didn't even cut out particularly well, I don't remember. I don't think it did. Sometimes it gets funky. I'm just gonna edit that bit now. I can get the hero forge out. I'm gonna leave that up, though. I'm gonna use that as reference. Can't spell the word church, so immediately blasphemes. Yes, Day. I am immediately blaspheming. Thank you. But to be fair, I've been blaspheming since I was born, basically. At this point, right? That's how that works. Okay, I'm going to... where is the gem in this? Is it in gear? Or... where is it? Piercing? No. Mouth? No. Eye? No. It's in clothing, I guess. No, because it's... no. Where's the gem? Oh, there it is. Oh, it is in there. Okay. Oh, because I thought there was a ringlet, but there wasn't. Or like a circlet. But it was their eyebrows. I thought... because there used to be a circlet and then I removed it. Or demonic headband. My apologies. Ugh. Okay, so remove the gem. With that nice green spot. And then I'm gonna change that one. Even though it's never visible. I'm gonna change it to be... probably brushed bronze, maybe? Or brass, because it kind of gives it some of that funk. Maybe? Yeah. And then, of course, I'm gonna also give... because I really like how this turned out in terms of, like, the coloring. It's kind of funky. I think it looks neat. But, I'd have to figure something out for, to make it green. If I do it in here, or if I do it some other way. If I change this to brass, maybe I should change this to brass. Maybe. Doesn't really matter. I don't usually crop to that far because I can't get a good picture that way. Is there a way on Streamlabs Twitch to have a sound play with the channel Point Redemption? I'm not sure. I don't think so. Well, I wouldn't know. I don't go into the very complicated parts of the system. So maybe there is a setting for that. It might be something you'd have to search though, like look up. Because I've never seen anyone have sounds play from Point Redemptions. I don't think. It'd probably involve a bot though, I feel like. I don't know. I don't know. Oh no. I do not know. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save this version. And then I'm gonna do a save as and color the shit out of it. I mean, it is already colored to shit, but like, go full wild. Ooh, Light Wish looks kind of verdigris if you change it to green. If you use mix and make it green. There, your boy's verdigreeing. We're getting there. Just change all of the... change all of them to green. Just U-shift it to green and be like, here you go. I don't even know where most of these are. Here we go. I think that's all of them. There's a whole squad of green now. That's kind of verdigris color, right? I think it's technically a kind of teal, but it often looks fairly green. If you vary up the green and the more teal-y, it kind of coalesces. But no. No, I think it maybe say that like that light color. That's basically it, right? And you could make the whole thing in the same color, but I kind of like the variance. That's why I put it there in the first place. Mostly. I don't know what this is applying to. I don't know what that's applying to. I don't remember having used that color anywhere. That one also. Don't know where you're at. And then I'll notice it, and it'll be super obvious, but I don't see it. I kind of like that, actually. Yeah. And the way that's called trigger fire. Ah, oh, that makes sense, right? That's a fun like phrase to use for it. So there is a way, which is good. I think that's neat. Oh Jesus. This is kind of verdigris. I'm thinking save as though. Since you verdigris, and then that's like, and then I can edit it again in Clip Studio to give it the kind of color and consistency that I want. It's a couple of overlay layers, but that's basically the gist of the statue. It is kind of unfortunate that by default there's the lights and stuff down here, because they are in the way. They're in the way of the crop. And also it's a bit small, so I'm just like, eh. And I can't get like the right angle. Oh wait, yes I can. Oh shit, you absolute fool. There was power all along. Oh my god, I never even thought to right click. Oh my god, I'm a fool. Okay, I can get a good crop if I pop it. Pop it. Pop it. That's a good crop. Pop. It won't let people tell me I'm mute. That someone would be handy with that. That would be quite handy, yeah. Oh shit, it's 104. Okay, so that's the end of the stream by the time that it's scheduled to be on. I'm only supposed to stream from 11 till 1. Uh-oh. And so, as per usual on a Tuesday evening or morning, Hero Forge's screenshot is purchase only. Hero Forge's is purchase only. You have to pay to get the screenshot. This is something that I believe has been established. Has a screenshot menu option. No, the picture mode. Yeah. I don't know what there's a screenshot where. A group member. Oh, you can group member. Oh, that's neat. It's a screenshot. I've never seen a screenshot. Like at any point. Have I been missing something in my menu? It wouldn't be in Paint. Character name menu. Oh! Oh! Oh, that's neat. I didn't know that. Oh, that's neat, actually. That is cool. That said, I do kind of prefer taking my own screenshots because then I can take a lot of them in quick succession, not having to go into the menu and hit it. Because I have a command for it, and I can just click it and go to get my things filed off. That said, the privacy does get in the way, so I don't know. I'll have to play around with that if I get a good angle that's being blocked by the terms and privacy. At least I know now. Yeah! That's a good way to end everything. So, thanks everyone for coming. My stream this is the end of my stream. I'm 6 minutes over. Oh no, devastating. The raid callers get ready. Because, as per usual, on a Tuesday evening, or technically Wednesday morning, shh, it's not Wednesday, we will be raiding RPG Dinosaur Bob. There it goes. Alright. So yeah, thanks everyone for coming. This is actually a productive stream for once. I can't believe it. This will not hold up, I promise you. We'll be back to our regular unproductive selves in the future. I can almost guarantee it. But I hope you guys had a good time and that you have a lovely day, whatever it is that you plan to do with your day, whether it be, world building, writing, or just chilling, etc. All days is good days. And hopefully I shall see you all around in the future. Thank you all for coming. Goodbye. Bye-bye.